Hi YouTube, I hope you're all doing well. I'm having a pretty good day. It's about 80 degrees here. Beautiful summer day so far, still summer. Um, Weather is what's on my mind today because in California, like in parts of Northern Europe, they're either denying people access to energy to heat themselves or to cool themselves. And people that have worked in the medical field, we know, like with younger people and older people, they need their the best they do is 75 degrees, so they never have to fight. Their body never has to fight to keep cold or warm. And for infants too, you always have to watch your animals and pets to regulate their body heat. Even vets know this, and like people that are rabbit owners or horse owners or cow owners, with the temperature, everything changes for your animals. It's like with the bunny, they get really overheated. Um, I used to have ones that walked on leashes, smart little babies, but you can freeze like pop bottles or different frozen things. And if you put it in where they're in their hutch or cage or however you have your animal, they'll lay next to it to regulate their body temperature. And with what they're doing in California to the old people, 66 degrees, even with a sweater on and socks on and blankets on, little people and old people, that is not going to cut it. They cannot have all that on them like that and function. That's ridiculous. So, so much for the green energy that's literally gonna either shorten or take the lives of people out there right now this winter. And there's people that don't care. They're sitting in their swanky whatevers with their air and their heat, and they don't care, you know. So, yeah, I've had that on my mind. 66 degrees. I mean, that's okay. Like if you like sleeping with your window open and it's cool out or something. And I've been doing a lot of that lately. But if I was injured, like when my bones were broke, I would freeze really easy. If there's somebody with a hip or a knee replacement or something like that, they'll probably get pneumonia and die. Once you're stationary, that you sit when you're older, your lungs start to seize and you're more susceptible to those type of germs, even like walking pneumonia, which is a lot more contagious than things that they've been making people take serums for, magic potions, you know. I got walking pneumonia when I was 15, and it never leaves your body. I have liquid that builds up in my lungs. Smoking, literally, when I'm coughing, I'm able to expel some of that liquid along with the phlegm. It's a true story and it works. It helps keep the fibers in my lungs from collecting as much moisture in there as they would. Isn't that odd? Might be a main reason why a lot of people don't, when they're evil, don't want to legalize marijuana in certain states because that would help people like that in further, like with allergies and breathing problems and whatever, you know. And nicotine helps with pain too. So, anyway, I'm going to have a sip of cold coffee. Cheers. Well, Doug stayed up all night and then went shopping early this morning, and I was going to go back to sleep. It was little after 8, and our neighbor must have come home from work, and always revs up his truck at the bottom of our driveway and all the way up the hill around. He lives on an old farmhouse that we have part of the land from that, from a long time ago before they ever moved in here. So um, it was vacant for a long, long time. But yeah, everybody around us wants our land because it's the prime. Now it has woods. It never used to. It was a cornfield, but it's a prime meadow for. Now I have grasses on it, different types of grasses that I planted for my horse, like Kentucky bluegrass and rye, Kansas red, Timothy grass, white and red clover, and alfalfa, um, all kinds of stuff that are in either patches or mixes around. So just that alone was a lot of work and a lot of care. But I literally have my own rye patch. If in times of hard times, I will have a harvest of rye in the fall if I want. And you don't even have to grind it and make it into bread. You can make tea out of rye. You can cook it like barley and that type of thing. And we live around all kinds of wild rice too. So with fish and rice and mushrooms and pine trees and all kinds. I could go on and on if I have to. I would be living in seventh heaven when other people were really struggling because they don't have the knowledge of what their native plants are. I read something, excuse me, that people can recognize like 100, at least 100 logo signs from different corporations, but they can't identify 10 of their native plants. That's most people, you know. And that is true. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would help anybody in hard times. Sometimes I get like, well, isn't that just too bad type of feeling? But in all reality, and it'd have to be somebody coming up here just acting really downright evil and greedy, trying to take everything, that would make me not want to help somebody, you know, because I would help anybody, you know. That's what I think is funny, that the governor of Florida sent 50 people to Martha's Vineyard that were illegal immigrants at this Democratic Party that we have in the United States want open borders. So they sent 50 of them right outside where Obama's has like a 10-room beach house or 10 bathrooms or some crazy thing these people have. Yeah, you like the open borders with all the drugs and the human trafficking and the coyotes making money off of human beings and putting them in boxcars and trucks and leaving them in there, getting their money and then letting them die. You like all that? Okay, have 50 of them right outside your house. Who's going to help them? They got all these signs all around their yards, like, um, you know, how we're so loving and all that. And the same with somebody else sent some to from Texas to Washington D.C. I'm saying keep doing that. They're at the border anyway, and they need help. And if they get in that far, yep, give them bus tickets to the very liberal places that want to destroy America, and let them help them up close and personal. That's a good idea. I like that. What do you think? How about up in Canada? Wouldn't that be beautiful to have like all the homeless people in Trudeau's area come up and camp out right around him. Maybe they won't be jabbed either. Maybe they'll be like as horribly common as you could get, you know. That was sarcastic, by the way. I don't think anybody's horribly common except for the greed in this world. That's far too common, you know. I watched part of Elias Bahala's video last night that he was nice enough to put English subtitles in there just for me. Thank you. Um, I watched half of it and I'll watch the other half, except there is one thing. The music's great and that got me by. And nice card table, by the way. I worked in a casino and I'm not, I don't like watching um, card games. but that's, that's cool. It is a good video for people that are really really into that. It's just that I did there's a long story behind it all, but yeah, I used to be a dealer and been around a lot of that, and it did look like fun, and it looks like a good group of guys, and I will finish watching it. Like I said, the music got me through, and your sense of humor. So it's good seeing you. Look like a nice bunch of guys. Fun time. If I was playing, I'd feel different. I feel the same way like sports. Like if it were tennis, badminton, ping pong, ice skating. Oh, I don't know. I like watching skaters and some gymnastics and whatever things every once in a while, but I'd rather participate than be a bystander is what I'm saying. So your music on your video got you by with your sense of humor. So thank you. You know. That's why I never understood these people that would, now I'm probably gonna go insulting somebody, but that would download like um I was gonna say like Texas Hold'em, but no, not that in particular. And I was a blackjack dealer, and so that But where was I going with that? Oh, there was a show on TV that they were playing poker, and they'd play poker, high stake rollers or something. I don't remember, but I didn't understand what thrill people got out of watching that until about, after it was on for a few years. Then I saw the hook of the whole thing. They were trying to popularize that to get people, you know, the certain entities that control the media for everybody to see. Um, I'm gonna put a link to Frank Shot Pearson's video, um, the three monkeys, his significance with that, and what he has to say about media today, and um, you'll see if you watch it. I'm not gonna bother. Sometimes I say this, I won't put their name, and then I do, but I'm just gonna put the link to it. It's a really good video, like 10-15 minutes, um, to do with the media and that type of thing. And what his grandmother actually probably did know when he was growing up, having that monkeys on her television set. And that reminded me, and he said it was like, I think he said gold or brass and wood or something. And then that reminded me of where my grandpa used to set me. My grandpa Vaughn would have me go up in his den and sit in this one chair. Um, next to a brass elephant that was carved from Indonesia, and it had a saddle on it and chains coming down from its tusks and real ivory, and it was just phenomenal. I just loved that thing. And then when I grew up, I started dusting his house just so I could pick that elephant up and examine it. And whenever he saw me with that thing, he'd tell me to put it back, and he'd get really mad, you know. But it reminded me of that elephant because see, an elephant never forgets, and a lot of people don't think that you can be born with memories mapped in you from who you are, but you can, and you can get in touch with that too. The things that you're thinking that you think you're just daydreaming, you have a connection to it or an ancestor to that feeling and that thought. I'm almost certain of it. So I'd bet my life on it, but not my soul. You know, that you have a connection with your thoughts like that. You know, so if I get cut off, I did deep clean this today. My apologies. I really do hate when that happens, but yeah, no excuses except I have been really tired. I really have. Not exhausted. Just just needing to go take my own pace in life without any interruptions from clowns and all their clownware. Get it? Like software. Yeah, they're the hardware, and the minions are the clownware. You know, whereas God's our hardware and we're His software, or equal hardware, depending. You know, depending. So yeah, don't back down with these clowns out in this world. It's mostly for show, but they're gonna get away with as much as they can and keep pushing as hard as they can from every single angle. Your food, your water, your air, everything, your media, the internet. A lot of people are thinking that there's going to be like a fake Carrington event. I think so too. And it is in the agendas of what they're going to do and start it back up and then make you beg for it with what they want you to do. Bend and try and break you. And there will be a lot of chaos when things are shut down. So be prepared. You see the lights go off. Well, yeah, you'll know that something's in the works. I mean, not just for a day. You know, some people think it'll be, a week, 10 days. I'm thinking 3 months to 6 months because if people have to go without water and food, electricity and gas, they're going to eliminate a lot of people with the violence and all the, and then the people that are left in, especially cities, will be begging for their help by then, if not before, when they insert their martial law that they're getting already with United Nations. I mean, when it was nine, let me see, excuse me, I think I'll get it right. I think it was right after 9/11. Um, Maybe it was 2012 or thereabouts. There were Russian soldiers over on the East Coast training with the American military, the United States military. And I kept asking, tell me what this is all about. You know, I want to know. Our supposed Cold War enemies forever are training with our troops? Why? Why are there cargo ships from the CCP right over the border up in Canada? all these why, these questions, because they're getting ready. There's martial law all over the place. There already has been maritime law in our country since 1923, so they could implement uh, the National Guard or even a cavalry if they wanted to form it, you know, which might be a mistake if they try and pull that in the country with people like us, but yeah, that wouldn't be smart. But yeah, because it is a different breed of people. It really is. Yes, the city's savage, and they're strong. There's people that go to gyms and they're willing to fight, or they got a piece or whatever. But when you're splitting wood, when you're like a little kid and milking cows, and it and taking martial arts and dancing, hip hop. I mean, this is a whole new world right now. The people that live in the country, they're just downright warrior. They're even from my city to me is a whole entirely different breed of people. Even where I live versus where I want to be is a whole different breed, you know. And I'll get there. I got my paperwork for my money, for my retirement. So I'm pretty happy. I've just been waiting on that. So, yeah. I had somebody ask me for money today on the internet, on Facebook. I'm like, I only have $1 in my purse. Literally, you know. And they said, well, I haven't eaten for a week. And then I kind of wondered, but it was the gold bracelet on the chubby arm showing me their empty refrigerator. And I wrote back, I've been on a mountain in a tent. Well, I didn't say tent because I didn't have a tent right away. In the snow with my kids and got a job. I've been working since I was 9. Um, Sell your refrigerator. It's nicer than mine. See, the thing is, before they made that video, they had it already made to send to me. I didn't even have time to pray for the person before they sent me another. Look at this. We haven't eaten. And I just wrote back, I don't believe you. And then I wrote what I just said. I said, I don't believe you, and I'm going to let everybody know. That's what I said. And I don't know if it was a man or a woman. I could not tell from the chubby arm. I really couldn't. But it's the truth. They had a nicer refrigerator than I do. Sell it. If it's empty, buy dry goods and eat. And go find some work, you know, or go and forage wherever you live. You go, that's what you do. And I have, you take your kids with you and you do what you got to do along the way. Um, that's what normal people do. It's instinctual, you know. So, and if they're not able to do that, I did ask God to help them, But God dang people, you know, they just assume. It's just like yesterday I wrote on Facebook, people just assume things. I wrote, this isn't a dating site or a bar. It's like, send some memes around and we'll get to know each other's personalities before I really even consider an actual friendship. So, yeah. I love people, but pushy men, especially if they're military, that bothers me. It does. you know, they already have one strike against them. They may not know that, but they do now. So a few times a year I'll pass around something like that because I see a lot of my female friends going through the same type of thing, that especially with the men, they assume a lot of stuff. The women don't really, but they're sort of brain dead with their exploiting themselves. But that's what they want to do and what they want to attract. Well, there you go. You know. So anyway, what a nice peaceful afternoon. It's crazy. It's so quiet. I'm not. Well, I got my dryer going. That's about it. But I'm not really used to things being so quiet. Something's wrong. you know. Oh no. But yeah, really with the way they want you to like install those um, automatic thermostats that you can just download an app on your phone, not even get off your couch or out of your bed and change your temperature in your house. They're going to have control over entirely everything in a lot of ways. And I wouldn't trust any one of them that say they lead me. I wouldn't say as far as I could throw them because, first off, I wouldn't throw them, but they've never been pushed like I can push. So, um, or throw them because I'm pretty good at that too. I like that one arm judo throw, and you get up under their bodies, even if they're bigger, and gank like that onto the floor and with your knee into their throat. That does work on big people, and even stepping back like in Taekwondo, stepping back into their femur with a half crescent donkey kick on their femur backwards if they're coming at you, and you go and it will work. Or you do a sweep. You can do a low sweep or a high sweep and take big things down. There's all kinds of tricks. Just got to be careful once you get them down what you're going to do. Are you going to run or attack again? Sometimes if they're really big and really athletic, you got to keep attacking until it's really not going to do anything back. When you show it who's boss. So I love martial arts. I really do. My adrenaline's up. That's what I do. Can't help it. I did just get through exercising. That probably has something to do with it. In fact, I know for a fact it does. It'd probably be a lot better when people want to try and badger me if I'm just sitting on a couch eating potato chips or something, but that's just kind of not like me at all. And so they have a hard time, like, with my energy right there. Doug has to sleep up for it if he wants to act horrible. He actually has to. It's like training. He's in training when he eats. And the way he sleeps, I know you'll probably be laughing about now, but it's actually true to set his schedule and time to try and annihilate mine. But it doesn't matter. I've worked all kinds of shifts in my life, like 2 weeks on nights, 2 weeks off, and then back to days, and like 3D11s for 2 weeks, and or just all nights, or all days, all things like that. So I'll adjust just as well as he. You see, that's what evil does. They'll try and do something to sort of get ahead of you, but in the long run, he lost a night of sleep, and actually, even with the dryer going, isn't sleeping as sound as he would while other people sleep, like during the night. So he's really not benefiting himself. Somehow, there'll be something that happens. Maybe I can let you know that'll foil his plans of keeping me from my schedule, from liking to get up in the morning and go to bed at night. So, but we'll just see who wins. you know. Yeah. Some of you don't know. I'll just say it real quick before I go. I gave Doug a letter of divorcement well over 10 years ago now, long time ago, that he can take and just take it in and have it notarized and have an instant divorce, because nobody touches me. When you're not thinking right, you're not worthy, and I don't settle for less, and that was all. I'm upfront right from the very beginning with everything. I mean, honestly. So, takes a great big liar to keep saying that you're going to do certain things and not do them, or you won't do certain things and end up doing them. I don't think he's cheated on me, but even if he does, it doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts. At least to me, it is. Nobody thinks of somebody else and jumps on me. That's what I'm saying, because I rule my thoughts and emotions, and I expect the same around me, my equal, like that, So that's where I'm at with that. So anyway, I'm gonna attach Frank Shot Pearson's. He gets a little preachy, but he's a really good man, and I think you'll appreciate some of what he's saying. Maybe for younger people, it might give you kind of a couple things that you might not have thought of, or already, but I just really thought it was a good video with his see no evil and speak no evil and hear no evil. Like, they want us to not see anything, keep our mouth shut, and don't hear nothing. So, well, thank you for joining me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.